Hey beautifuls, this is Gwen. I'm here to do a shadow work video. I like my shadow work series. If anything, I'm learning from myself as I watch my own videos back. So welcome if this is the first time you're joining me. These are just authentic videos about my own shadow work in hopes that somebody will get a message out of one of these videos, that you're not alone in the darkness and figuring out this path to healing, I'm I'm analyzing things lately, like my emotions around well, first it started with jealousy, and then jealousy triggered competitiveness in me. And so I really want to talk about the competitiveness in me. That was as a child, when I go back to that emotion, it was something that was stifled in me, the competitiveness, in one way, like just I tended to be, as the middle child, the peacemaker. And I didn't compete. I really wanted so there was some competitiveness. I really did want my parents' attention. So how to get my parents' attention most of the time was through acts of being like mischievous, right? To get their attention. All I had to do was act like a boy in the way that I saw things. Meaning like being not ladylike, uncouth, or whatever the words are, burping, farting, anything that was embarrassing or shameful, cussing, thing like that. I'm getting off track here about this competitiveness. I always thought I was a peacemaker, peacekeeper. Meaning, like, before I would even fight for something, I'd just be like, okay, have it. You can have it. Or just walking away from something a lot in my life, okay? And not fighting for it because I thought I was programmed that wasn't acceptable. Like, even just being eliminated from competition, like just not being able to participate because I was literally like a doll on a shelf. So, like, I won't go try out for basketball, but no. See, that would be the competitive, where I would be shown in the light. My parents wanted to keep me in the dark. Okay? So I've had a real skewed a thought process about who I am. Like I'm a fighter for peace is what I say anymore. I'm a fighter for peace. But there is this competitive spirit inside of me that wants to come out. When I fight for love, when I fight for something that means a lot to me, my values, and that's when that part of that spirit comes out. And it's a part of myself that I'm a quitter. I've been a quitter. I've been labeled as a quitter in my life, in my family, because I got 2 divorces. That's not something you do in a Catholic family, or even, yeah. Even the Christian side was frowned upon, So I put away my competitiveness at different stages of my awakening for different reasons, and at different stages in my life for different reasons. But now I'm a new me, and this competitiveness that is erupting out of me, I don't think is necessarily a bad thing. Good, bad, whatever. Like, it's a part of me that I've denied. And so it comes out sometimes as really fierce, really, really fucking fierce. But when it comes to love, that's when I am a fighter for it, And so certain situations have been presented to me in my shadow work, especially recently, where this competitiveness comes out. And I've had to look a lot deeper into it as to why I behave that way. And now, as I learn about my own competitiveness, how it was stifled, how it was misinterpreted is the right word. Now I can heal that part of myself and also speak to those people in my life about competitiveness and why I feel the need to compete for love. It's an old mother wound, honestly. It really is. It really stems from that. My father being taken away at a very young age, and then my mother raising me with two stepchildren, two stepsisters that, really did get a lot of the attention. So it was competing even then for that full attention, and so like that's kind of situations that are being presented to me that I know these are my own issues. But when I really believe in my dreams, or I believe in love, or I believe in the values, or whatever it is that I'm these hardcore, the core of me, then I'm kind of like a ferocious pit bull. It's me being honest and truthful. But I'm also sensing a need to see a different perspective on that as well. It's it's waves of epiphanies for me right now, waves of emotions, intense energies as I record this on 3/2. So the competitiveness, because a lot of my creative path, like my art and stuff, I've stepped out of that whole lane of being competitive with other people. And when I say I'm a quitter, I've quit relationships, and I've really quit a lot of jobs, and quit new starts. I got this great idea, this entrepreneurial idea, and I'm going to get it started, and then I quit because it just gets too hard or whatever. And so just taking a different look at those things, those redirections in our lives, those disappointments, and seeing them as lessons and divine protection as well is where I'm at. And I don't really want, because that's an old me to compete for love. And I'm coming to that realization, the love that I so long for, I'm learning to give to myself. And it's not easy when you have neglected yourself because you've lived in a victim mindset for eons. So I say don't deny this aspect, these darker aspects that come up, this competitive spirit of mine, I want it all. I want to be competitive. I want, there's this fire and passion inside of me, I love my competitive spirit, and it was for me, like, my parents also taught me, like, just even through, like, simple board games, that I was a loser. And it was rubbed in that I would lose the Monopoly game. And so I felt shame. Shame for being, like, I was like, they taught me to be a poor sport for so long. Because it wasn't fun. I never did really like playing them. I mean, now as an adult, I love board games. Because I can play them without, like, I don't get so, gotta win, gotta win, gotta win. It's the experience of it. You know, but I do love a competitive nature. There is that part of me, this expansiveness of my soul that loves the competitiveness. And it's in that competition itself that makes you go into, why am I behaving this way? This really must matter to me. So that's where I'm going to leave it tonight. I don't know if anybody got anything out of that, but I feel like I'm coming to some sort of epiphany with that competitive spirit that I do have. And it feels good to know that I can heal and I can become whole again, and that I can see things differently, that I can offer forgiveness to myself and to those family members who only knew how to love to the depths of the love that they were given. And regardless if they choose to heal or not, I choose to heal. Like, my parents still to this day don't see any problem with the way that they raised me. And it's not up to me to change that perception. There's that's a battle. It's like, as a parent, you got to pick and choose your battles. So it's about using my wisdom now going forward in my spiritual path. I know when things are being presented to me over and over and over again, that this is something that I need to look at within myself. That's shadow work. That's accountability. That's how you move forward. So I'm going to love my competitive spirit for what it is, for what it's showing me about me and what I need to heal. I'm open. I'm worthy of love. I'm showing me again, okay? In the darkness. I love you all. I'm here if you need to talk ever, even if it's about shadow work, okay? Sometimes I don't respond all the way. For my friends that are connecting me on Facebook, know that I'm good, but sometimes we all have to hermit a bit too and be like, hey, gotta work on my own stuff. And this stuff that we're going through now, the deep shadow work, that's the stuff we got to figure out too on our own, And it's important too that when you do make steps like this, that you do, like, talk about these things with your partners and with your family who does speak your same language, okay? Because they can learn from you too. Share your wisdom. I love you.